that? Home of the Knights of UCF. What do you think about that? And this crowd is ready for a big one. Maybe you need a little caffeine, or maybe the sheer energy of this matchup will keep you wide awake, as we know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. So Jacksonville State's return team certainly didn't do the offense any favors there. And these guys involve everybody in the passing game, and none more prominent than this big fella.
The quarterback knows he's going to be under duress in this game, so who do you look for? The tight end, and there aren't many better than this guy.
No, and just big bodies that you can miss a little bit high, and it really doesn't matter. But over the middle of the field, closer throws, so nice to have a security blanket with a great tight end.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the grab.
And there you see the arm talent by the quarterback. Throwing a curl route into zone coverage, you've got to get the ball there quickly. And you saw the cannon this QB has.
Here comes the offense on second down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
The Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. Unloads quickly.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting in long yardage and predictable situations.
Here on second down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. On the option. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38. He'll keep it himself. Across the 25, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he gets a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
They'll run it from the gun. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. And the Gamecocks are threatening in the red zone. The run from the shotgun. Defense there to stop him after a pickup of 2 down to the 15.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a 3rd down conversion. Back to pass, it's Huff. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Jacksonville State!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown, everything working perfectly. They looked like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
That makes the score Jacksonville State 7, UCF.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
37, set to kick it away.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the UCF Knights offense will go to work for the first time. And these two electrifying runners can put on a show, guys.
Well, we always talk about the importance of tackling on defense, never more so than it came like this. When you've got two studs in the backfield that can make people look silly, you better bring hats to the football.
Yeah, and you think there'll be a lot of carries today? When you got running backs like this that you can feature, you're going to see them get the football a lot, early and often.
The Knights want to pick up the tempo. On the run, it's Harvey. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
At the 20-yard line. Brings up third down.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, going up top. Makes his connection. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
On a big third down, love the discipline by the defense there. You got everybody with their eyes on the quarterback, rallying to the football, showing good speed on D. Nice tackle. Love the team defense.
The Knights will line up to punt it away. Now on the return. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass, it's Huff. Throws to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. Precision, execution, and timing to pick up the first down on the out route.
I think you're spot on. Those out routes, man, it's got to be about timing. You got to throw that football before he breaks. Nice job seeing it. Short yard situation, throwing the ball on the money so the receiver can get upfield and get the first down.
And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. Guys, Jacksonville State has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. He's looking to throw. Fires toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
When I'm an offensive coach, I'm going to take shots. I'm going to take those 50-50 balls. And most of the time, I'm going to trust my wide receiver to come down with it. The defensive back said, no, sir.
A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Using the quick game. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Defense is about learning the plays. Third down, what do they like to do? How do they do it? So far, the offense having a little bit of success, but the defense now, you got to figure out what they're doing.
The Gamecocks have their offense in high gear. Now from inside the red zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
After misfiring, it's second down. He'll just keep slinging it. The short hands, it's Wells. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Yeah, and that was tough on the DB, right? He's trying to cover the receiver on a drag route, running back over the middle of the field. You're trying to avoid all the linebackers, all the congestion. He just couldn't stay with them long enough, and as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
To the air, it's Huff. He's got it on the run. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone. They're probably going to run the football instead. They throw it, catch them off guard, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And the Gamecocks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on 1st down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Pulled down after a pickup of 5. They'll mark it at the 8.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Keeps looking downfield. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks! Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
Lining up for the PAT.
Is on for the extra point.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Set to kick off.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Takes the handoff. It's Harvey. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
The Knights come to the line in the hurry-up. Brown will throw it. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
Well, it's 3rd and short. They're throwing for it. They just can't come up with that one, setting up a big decision now for the head coach on 4th down.
The Knights will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on 0. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football, and they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop. Create some momentum for your offense.
The play-action fake. It's caught. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
You want to change some of this bad luck you've had so far around? Get after the quarterback and get his butt on the ground. Nice job by the defense. This game ain't over. It's still the first half. This is a good start.
Second down now after the sack. Back to throw, it's Huff. Finds his target down the middle. And it's on the ground. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
These wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on chasing him down and funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarmed, did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the fumble from the wide receiver.
The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket, threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Hudson. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Listen, QBs and wide receivers got to be on the same page, and you got to know when to throw that curl route. It's got to be on time, right when the wide receiver breaks so the DB can't catch up. Nice job, QB and wide receiver, being on the same page, getting some positive yardage.
Looking left. Touchdown, UCF! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Man, I'll tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement. And listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. Got it in the middle, it's Spector. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Looking for a man, it's Huff. Working that left side now. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
You see it more and more. Smaller wide receivers, I don't care about their size anymore. I put them in the slot. I let them get a good matchup. They're so quick, people can't get their hands on them. They make plays, and I feed them the football. These are guys that have a lot of catches throughout a season.
They're going to try to throw for it on third down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. He's going to pass. Getting some heat. Quarterback extends the play. At midfield, he's got room. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Looking to go up top on first down. Trying to escape and get it himself. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there in Orlando. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the guys inside the bounce house.
The Gamecocks will line up to kick off and start the second half. On the move from inside is 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Quarterback on the keeper. Never underestimate the power of moving forward and creating breathing room as they mark it at the 17.
This offense is really going to try to keep the defense on their heels in the run game by doing it with different guys. It'll be running backs, it'll be quarterbacks. They may even try to get receivers involved in the jet sweep game, reverse game as well. But a nice play there.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got an open man. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The give to the back. Nice move to keep moving. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
The Knights in the hurry up. Back to the ground game on the left. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. Brown wants to pass. Steps away. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the first down. Just so hard to defend.
The Knights are flying down the field. Here they're trying to get it to the edge. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I love DBs that want to tackle, and they get an opportunity to look like heroes on these outside toss plays. Physical play by the corner there, getting the ball carried down behind the line of scrimmage.
After losing a couple of yards, it's now 2nd and 12 as they try to keep this drive moving. Tackled there by the defense. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Wide open downfield. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback, finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
From the gun to give, looking for room. They make the stop at the 19 after a pickup of 5.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the offense. Brown will throw it. Grabs it in the middle. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
That's a good job by the dragger out there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The Knights racing to the line in the hurry-up. Now the play fake. Zings it complete to the right. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too, understanding the situation. It's 3rd down. We're fine giving up completions right there. We're not giving up the 1st down. We're keeping the football and the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you've set up 4th down.
Guys, Jacksonville State has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the 3rd quarter stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Running back goes in motion. He's not going to get there. A big stop for this defense on 4th down. 1st down here for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He'll pull it on the read. Keeps the legs moving. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Nice job there by the QB on the zone here because he's watching the D lineman and he knows he has to keep the football and then right away takes it upfield and gets some positive yards.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. To the air. It's Huff. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
You know, the tight end's going to have to do a better job of separating and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football. That time just couldn't create it, and as a result, as soon as he made the catch, he was brought to the ground, setting up fourth down.
And the Gamecocks will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
The Knights will hustle to the line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Looking to the big tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here comes 2nd and 10 from the 32. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers.
Defense, we're always trying to get some tips. You know, break on the football, get a tip, get it up in the air. Nice job by the player breaking the football and forcing the incompletion.
After the missed connection, it's second down. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Buys a little extra time. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Here we go. 3rd down and 1. Let's see what you're made of. Quarterback keeper. The Knights are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks. Most important part of a clutch drive, piece together some first downs, get in position, and here they are on 1st and 10. Throws to the wideout. It's caught downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Inside the 15, 1st and 10 from the 14. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd down.
Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, the ground game. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Wants to throw on 3rd. He caught it! And he will score! Touchdown, Knights!
Great job with the score. And listen, right here at this point in the game, there's still going to be time left. My defense is going to have to make a stand regardless. I'm going to kick the extra point because the field goal still beats me if I go for a 2-point conversion.
Ready to try the point after.
On for the extra point.
And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. They go 83 yards on the drive, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the 4th quarter and about to kick it away. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on O. Going up top on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Vaughn. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Dropping back, it's Huff. Throws to the tight end. And this senior quarterback a little too bold there, and he's lucky he didn't get picked off throwing into double coverage.
Well, this defense has had the QB's number all game long. One of the reasons why is because this quarterback, when he's on an island, he's winning 50-50 balls, and he's not letting anything get thrown over his head downfield. Great job in coverage, disguising what he's doing and knocking balls away.
They'll go to the ground. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. The Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. They're going to throw it to start the drive. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know the defense felt freaked out on that one. You're in the 4th quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football, and they're taking a shot up top. You just hold on tight and hope for the best, and that time they were able to force an incompletion.
The incompletion brings up a 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. Finds a tight end down the gut. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws right in those holes. Get those 1st downs. Get those big chunks.
Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Harvey. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go.
Timeout, UCF.
Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. The line of scrimmage is the 34. That means a 51-yard field goal attempt with a chance to win the game. It's